So, Justin talked about showing and telling. You guys have all played show and tell, and it wasn't very effective when Justin just told you what he had in his pocket versus when he showed you and told you what he had in his pocket. And then Bruce talked a little bit about hypocrisy and actually the charge Jesus gave to his disciples to go out in pairs and go and spread the gospel, laying the way for Jesus ahead of his ministry. And so today we're going to talk about a couple of young people in the church. You guys should know them, little Colin and little MJ. Now they have gone around and they've invited crazy amounts of people to this church. And so we need to actually look, because they took the time to not only show their faith, but they took the time to go ahead and share their faith. And because of their faith, a couple of people we actually had come to the church because of them. And it just started with a little invite card. So here's a way that we can go ahead and do this. We need CPR, and I'm not talking about CPR where it's mouth to mouth. We're talking about caring, praying, and responding. Guys, when we care about people, we want to help people. And one way that we can help people is in our towns, in our schools, in our communities. And there are needs to be met. And sometimes the simplest way that we can help someone is just give them an encouraging word. Now, praying for people, just pray to God for opportunities to open up to help other people. You know, God will open doors and He'll make ways. But in order for us to really respond here is we need to actually be looking for the opportunities God has opened up in front of us. And this brings me back to this little object lesson. We have a deflated balloon and we have an inflated balloon. And so as you go around and you start to tell people about Jesus in your life, you start to add air to this balloon. And you start to tell people about all the wonderful things Jesus has done for you. And you start to invite your friend to church. And more people start learning about Jesus. And before you know it, you have this balloon that's blown up. And have any of you guys been to a concert or let alone just the beach, and you guys had bounced around a giant beach ball or a balloon? Now this is all the influence you spread, and every time you tell someone about Jesus, you now have this influence that bounces around. Where when we don't tell people about Jesus, this is what you are. It's just an empty, deflated balloon. It doesn't bounce very well, and it's not very effective at what it's geared to be. So, that being said, we need to encourage people who are having rough days. Maybe it's something as simple as picking up trash in the cafeteria. Maybe it's helping a classmate who's been struggling. Maybe it's standing up for someone who's been bullied. Maybe it's inviting someone new into your friend group. Maybe it's writing a thank you note to a teacher or someone who's poured into your life. Maybe it's asking someone how you can pray for them. Guys, there's lots of opportunities out there to share the gospel and to be effective and helpful. So, guys, the number one thing that we want you to walk away with for this week is just simply be helpful.